Hello, dear student. Welcome to the e-Pathshala in the Department of Physics, Shri RLT College of Science, Akola. So it's our lecture number 12 in which we will study about the introduction to X-rays. So the X-ray were accidentally discovered by W.C. Rontgen in 1895 while studying the discharge of electricity through the gases. The X-ray are electromagnetic in nature and have very small wavelength. They are produced when a fast-moving electron strike on a target atom like tungsten and lose their energy in the form of electromagnetic wave. So depending on the frequency, the X-rays are classified as hard X-rays and soft X-rays. Hard X-rays have high frequency or we say as a high energy, while soft X-rays have low frequency or we say as a low energy, minimum energy. So everybody know that this is the electromagnetic spectrum. So and the range of the X-rays coming after the gamma rays and having the range wavelength having the range is 0.01 nanometer to 10 nanometer. So in this region we got a soft as well as hard X-rays. Hard X-rays having higher frequency in the nearest to this wavelength 0.01 nanometer, and the soft X-rays after the hard X-rays. So this electromagnetic spectrum show from left to right spectrum shows decreasing frequency, decreasing energy or increasing wavelength. Okay, so in our previous slide here we say as hard X-rays having higher frequency while soft X-rays having lower frequency. It means that uh, hard X-rays having higher frequency in that region and soft X-ray having a lower frequency in that region. Okay, so now here we see the properties of X-ray. So X-rays are invisible. X-rays have no mass. X-rays travel at the speed of light in vacuum. X-rays travel in a straight lines. They have a very short wavelength, or we say as a high high frequency and or high energy. They are unaffected by electric and magnetic field. They cannot be reflected. They cause ionization, that is adding or removing electrons in the atom and molecules. They are transmitted by health, healthy body tissues. They affected the photographic film in the same way as visible light. They absorb or stop by metal and bone. So they can cause photoelectric emission. They are produced when a beam of high energy electron strike a metal target. So these properties makes X-ray very useful for medical diagnosis and treatment. So now here we discuss how the X-ray is generated. So X-ray tube produced in a X-rays are produced in a X-ray tube which is located in the X-ray tube head. X-ray are generated when the electrons from the filament cross the tube and interact with the target. The two main components of the X-ray tube are the cathode and anode. Cathode. So the cathode is composed of tungsten filament which is centered in a focusing cup. The electrons are produced by the filament and are focused on the target of the anode where the X-ray are produced. The focusing cup has a negative charge like the electrons, and this helps direct the electron to the target. That is, focus them. Electron can be focused, rays cannot. Anode. The anode in an X-ray tube is composed of a tungsten target embedded in a copper stream. When electrons from filament enter the target and generate X-rays, a lot of heat is produced. The copper helps to take some of the heat away from the target so that it does not get too hot. So the base of this X-ray produces the thermionic emission. So thermionic emission means what? The metal or filament is heated with providing the electric current, and after that, after they heated, they emit the electron. Okay, and this electron is acts as a source. This filaments acts as a source, and they generate the high energy electron, and this electron is incident on this target and produce the X-ray. So when the process of emission of electron due to the heat, this is called as thermionic emission. So when the high voltage is applied between the anode and the cathode, the electron emitted from the filament are accelerated toward the anode and achieve the high velocities before striking the target. So this is called as thermionic emission. So in that way, this is the cathode and this is anode. We generate the electron, so heated filament emit the electron by thermionic emission, and this electron is incident on this target. So electron are accelerated by high voltage and which is incident on this target, and after incident we get the radiation with very shorter wavelength. This shorter wavelength radiation is nothing but our X-rays. So X-ray produced when the high speed electron hit the metal target. This is a metal target. Okay, so in that way the X-ray is produced. Now here we see the application of X-ray. There are many applications, so among which here we see A, B, C. So A is the industrial and engineering application. The first, X-rays are used to detect any defect in a tennis ball, a rubber tire, and the presence of peril in oyster. X-ray can be used to detect the homogeneity of welded joint, insulating material, etc. And the X-ray can be used to detect the crack in the body of aeroplane. So this is the industrial and engineering application. Now here we see the scientific research application. The X-ray are used for studying the structure of crystalline solid. The X-ray are used to analyze the structure of complex organic molecules, and the X-ray are used to determine the atomic number and identification of various chemical elements. And the C is the medical application, and the X-ray are used to take a photograph or radiograph of interior of human bodies, such as radiograph can be used to detect fracture, foreign matter like bullets, formation of stone in the human body. So X-ray are used to destroy abnormal internal tissue. So these are the application of X-rays. So the X-rays are here. The X-rays are two types: Bremsstrahlung X-rays and characteristic X-ray. So when the fast-moving electrons strike on the target element, high atomic number, then few number of fast-moving electron lose their kinetic energy because of attractive force of target nuclei. This loss of kinetic energy is responsible for the production of X-rays. The loss of kinetic energy may take place in two ways, and according to we get two types of X-ray spectrum: continuous X-rays, or we say as a Bremsstrahlung X-rays, and second is the characteristic X-ray. Now in the next lecture we discuss one by one. So first we discuss the continuous X-ray, or we say as a Bremsstrahlung X-ray, and in the next lecture we will discuss the characteristic. So now in the our next lecture we discuss the continuous or Bremsstrahlung X-ray. So thank you very much for watching this video.